ends with these four best friends. The fun never ends with the boys.
With the boys, yeah.
This is WIUX LP Bloomington, and you are listening to The Boys Cold One Hour. I'm Jonathan.
I'm Billy.
I'm Clay.
And I'm Sergey.
And we've got a very special episode for you guys. It is our 50th episode.
Yay! Thank you for tuning in.
Thank you so much for tuning in for all 50 episodes, those of you who have. And those
Some people have, actually.
Some people have, 100%. And to our new listeners, thank you so much as well. We've got a very special episode in store for
we
you.
hope you listen to 50 more of our episodes.
I know that a lot of you who have been listening from the beginning, you probably bought, when you found out that we were going to do the show, you probably bought like your standard 50 pack of cold ones at the store.
Right,
so
yeah.
you're probably taking the last one right now.
The old 50 pack.
So mark that down on your calendar to
Yes.
go out and get new cold ones for next week.
Yeah,
True.
definitely, because
Yeah.
we're going to be doing 50 more episodes before our
well.
understudies our understudies take over.
Yeah, well, I don't
True, yeah.
know if I actually have enough time. But yes.
Hey, maybe we'll
Hey,
keep
fifth
it
year,
going.
man, I'm telling
Maybe
you.
we'll keep it going, yeah.
50
We'll
years
see.
sounded better
I mean,
and better.
if my
Especially
grades...
when I looked at my last exam, I'm like, oh, 50
Oh,
here we
wait,
go.
true, yeah, actually. But anyways, you might as well go ahead and crack open that 50th cold one.
Yes.
Yes.
We'll be cracking open ours,
Here we go.
figuratively.
Yeah, figures.
Oh, there we go.
Even just as good the 50th time.
Oh, yeah.
Never gets any easier. Or never gets any...
It just doesn't get any better than this, is what I think my colleague Clay is trying to say.
Well, it doesn't get any... No, I'm kidding. Who are those boys on the radio? They've got 50 episodes and their own show. So open up your ears, listen to us. Forget your fears, there's no need to fuss, cause the fun never ends with these four best friends. The fun never ends with the boys. With the boys. And their 50th episode. Hoorah!
Yeah, man.
I'm excited.
I like our new song.
Well, same song.
We're gonna have to do this every single time.
You know, today
With
I
your
was
51 episodes.
You know, today I was lost in thought, walking around, and I bumped into this old man on campus. I almost, I knocked him completely over. You know, his coffee flew everywhere, his
Oh,
papers
wow.
went everywhere, and I helped him up. I was like, oh well, you know, it's okay. This happened to me because I know that you were doing your 50th episode. Because today I'm turning 50 years old.
Oh,
And then, as he said this, he like passed away right there in my arms on the street.
oh my
So
goodness.
I would like to dedicate this episode, this 50th episode, in honor of 50 years of that gentleman's life, and hope it's a really great
Wow.
episode.
Oh my goodness.
That's
That's pretty
Interesting.
crazy. Hey,
It was crazy, man.
I'm glad we were able to be part of this man's life,
Yes,
and that we were able to, yeah.
yeah, you know, make his
That's
last
pretty
moments,
crazy.
make his last moments the only moments that are really worth it.
Okay, come on.
All right,
Okay, really?
Come on.
All
Wow,
right.
he lived a good life.
Yeah. His name.
I mean, 50 whole years.
50 whole years. I mean, I'm lucky to get a. You know, I'd be surprised if I get two more. The way I'm living.
Oh my goodness.
No, come on.
All right. Well, speaking of 50 years,
By the way, that wasn't true.
yeah.
He was actually 80, so it wasn't that.
Yeah, really? Yeah.
And
I mean, come on,
and
50 isn't even that
instead
old.
of saying that he wished us good luck on this episode, he said, "Why did you knock me over? I could feel my life leaving me."
Oh my goodness.
Deborah.
Oh man.
Well, you know, I don't know how many years that guy lived for, but I do know how many times we've done the Boy Wonder and the Boy Blunder, and it's 50 times each.
Well, 49 up until now.
Oh
Yes,
yes,
49.
This is the 50th time.
So,
Well, I wonder for Billy, just real quick, for wearing the 50 years of student radio show.
Yeah.
was,
Oh,
was that
yeah.
on purpose?
this was on purpose.
I actually thought about that, but then I forgot.
I thought about it too, and I forgot.
Man, yeah,
Yes.
we
Dang
were
it.
gonna take a picture together.
Do you wanna
Yeah,
run
that's
home?
why I
We
wore
talked
it,
about
man.
that?
But
Do you
no
wanna run
picture.
home? Do you want to run home and get those real quick?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay,
You guys
let's
should.
just do that real quick.
All right,
Alright.
so I'll be taking over.
Or we have our shirts on now? Oh, hey,
Alright.
we're
Oh
back.
shoot! I forgot you guys. You guys have super speed. My
Yeah.
bad.
Do you remember the
they're pretty
superhero
quick.
episode? Come on.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I rode my surfboard all
Yeah,
the way
we
home.
wrote our surfboard.
I froze
there.
time for them.
Clay,
So.
what was your power again?
I
Oh, the
reverse
history.
history.
Oh,
I
yeah,
reverse
yeah.
history that we had never not worn the shirt.
Right. Yes. All right.
Anyway, so you said 50th Boy Wonder, Boy Blunder.
Yes.
The 50th anniversary.
That's why we're so pleased
Not
to.
because that would mean 50 years, and I am not 50.
Well-
yet. We're getting there.
We're getting there. We're getting there.
I know what it means. I was
Boys,
just
boys,
making a
let's be
joke.
honest here. We're getting on in years.
We're getting what?
We're getting on in years.
Mm.
50
There's a
isn't
reason
so
they
far
call-
away as it used to be.
They call us seniors for a
Yes.
reason.
They call us
They do
seniors
call
for a
us
reason.
seniors,
I'm
yeah.
back.
So
I do want them.
who wants to announce? Who wants to do the honors of announcing it?
For any potential new listeners, real quick, let's just talk about what the Boy Wonder and the Boy Blunder is. So the Boy Wonder is someone who did something very wonderful this week, very good, probably helped out the other boys in some sort of way.
Yes.
The Boy Blunder is the
something
exact.
awesome like getting Fort. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. And the Boy Blunder is someone who did the exact opposite of that. Kind of goofed up, messed up, did some, screwed up thing this week that was just
screwed up.
yeah,
Crazy thing.
that just really ruined everything.
Really screwed
day.
up. Really
Yeah,
screwed everything up.
yeah. So, without too much further explanation, the Boy Wonder for this week is Billy McDunn.
So what did Billy do to deserve this wonder?
What did I do?
Well, let's just say he's been
Let's just say he's been
putting a lot of things together for us. So the first thing that
Hey,
so
took a look at the archives of some of our past episodes and
used
made
a little bit,
Yeah, he wrote the topic for all 50 of our last episodes. Which is
No, that's not true.
Wait, yes, you
Wait,
did.
that is what you did.
Oh! I thought you were saying I came up with the idea.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Yes, I did.
Which is true. No, I'm kidding. That's
No,
not true.
he did go through and find out all the topics for last episodes, which I know is quite a
feat.
Herculean
Quite a feat,
effort.
yeah.
Because
All 49.
I'll go back and listen to some of those episodes. I'm not even sure these guys are speaking English. You know what I mean?
So yes, I did compile so that we can talk about it and go down memory lane a little bit later.
Yes, and more of that soon.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And more importantly,
The Boy
No.
Blunder. Oh,
more
come
importantly, Billy also helped me put something together this week because he let me use his stapler in my time of need when I need to staple this project together.
Hey.
So Billy really saved my booty, as they say.
Thank you. I always keep a stapler in my backpack.
Yes.
Staples not included.
Yeah.
So do I, but he didn't ask me.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I could be sitting in the Boy Wonder too.
That's very true.
Well, did you?
This is just a secondary addition to his Boy
And
Wonder.
you get 14 kills on the game of Smash, and all of a sudden you're like Jesus up on the cross. You know what I mean?
Oh man.
I don't know.
Well, anyways, let's go ahead and get into the Boy Blunder for this week.
Yes.
And the Boy Blunder is
Jonathan Fall.
Hmm.
All right. So what Jonathan did
Cannot say I've not been here before.
what Jonathan did is while some of us have been compiling things, he's been
ruining things.
Jeez.
Spreading things out a little bit.
Yeah, spreading things out.
Spreading out the good cheer.
Yeah, so we were at Buffalo's planning the show just an hour ago or so, and Jonathan had a water cup. He
Yep.
I'm going to describe this as best as I possibly can. He put the cup up into his mouth and he sucked on it, so the suction would keep his cup
It was disturbing.
No. Come on, we've all done it.
Yeah.
But let's just say the ice was so cold. He tried to do this with too cold of a one, and the ice was so cold he started screaming. Okay, that didn't happen.
Okay,
But the coldness, yeah, the coldness forced him to stop sucking, which made his cup fall to the table. I was going to say the ground.
And promptly spill the liquid contents all over Sergey's laptop.
Yes. So
Okay.
Sergey,
Which essentially
not quite.
yeah.
not
So
quite.
Sergey, I'm sorry about that 800 laptop that you bought at the beginning of this school year.
800 laptops.
Or $800 laptop. My bad.
Yeah, but it was even worse because I had just flawlessly did the cup suction
Yes.
trip right before.
Yeah.
then.
So I actually was copying Clay, but he did not have any ice in his cup.
I think that
to
the trick
my
was the ice.
knowledge, but
If you're home doing that, which we don't completely condone, we're professionals. But if you are trying it, make sure you don't have any ice in your cup.
right, yeah. If you're gonna play with your food, make sure you do it right.
You're
And by
play with-
food, I mean an empty water cup.
Yes, definitely. Well, anyways, thanks for taking it like a champ, Jonathan.
Yeah.
But-
Sorry about that. Hey, we've
Hey,
all been there. We've all been there.
We have all been there.
Yes, yes.
Maybe me a little bit more than others. But
Okay, I was just
you
about
know
to
what?
say
At least
that.
I'm trying something. Okay, at least I'm doing something with my life. I'm sucking cups.
Hey, I'm second.
Hey, I'm out here.
Hey, good for you.
Yeah.
All right. Well, with that,
It's like Jonathan's family's posting people post those family newsletters of what people are doing.
Yeah.
Oh
It's
yeah.
like
our son Jonathan.
It's like blah blah blah, got a job at something. Blah, blah. Our son Jonathan has tried new things and sucked a cup at Buffalo. It didn't work. It didn't go exactly as he planned, but we're happy he tried
Hey,
it.
but at least he's- at
He
least
still
he's
had a
trying
lot
it.
of fun along the way.
Hey, as long as you learn from your failures, are they truly failures? Think about that one for a second.
They're blunders, maybe not failures.
Yes, blunders and failures,
Yeah.
big
I'm
difference.
just saying, if you learn from your blunders, is it really a
If
blunder?
you work for your blunder,
Yes,
that's
it's
a
still a
blunder.
blunder.
If you
Maybe not
don't
failures.
learn from your blunders, you're a dunderhead.
Oh.
anyways, we've gone on and about this long enough. We're so excited to talk more about our 50th episode.
Lots of festivities planned.
Yes, but first we have actually, this is kind of a treat. We've compiled all 50th songs that we played in each of our episodes into one giant mashup song we made. So we're going to play that right now.
All right, hit it, Sergey. Don't go away, guys.
WIUX LP Bloomington. It's the cat's pajamas.
Green light. Hey girl, school zone. I'm getting hungry. Car changing lanes. You want to meet me for pizza? Stop sign. Intersection clear. Yeah, street. Pizza sounds good. Ballin Street? Girlin Street!
It's hard to concentrate on two things at once, like texting and driving. Stop the text, stop the wrecks. How will you stop texting and driving? Tell us at stoptextstoprex.org. Brought to you by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration and the Ad Council.
And we're back.
And we're back.
Yes, we were not surprised by that.
What was the song?
The song was "I Still Think About You" by Paradise.
Do you still think about
Do
me?
you still think about me?
Well, I do.
by Paradise. Oh, that just sounds like Paradise
Yeah,
to
I
me.
still think about you too.
Thanks, man.
So,
Oh,
Nice.
to start off the hour, we've done 50 episodes. Wow, that's no small feat, as my friend Christopher Walken would say. But we weren't always these radio geniuses that we are nowadays. What do you think? I think we've probably made some personal growth.
Oh, we've definitely improved over time. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and as a special treat, if you've been listening from the beginning, you know that our first episode never got recorded. So it's sort of a lost
Right.
episode.
Yes.
Until today. Archivists working at the IU Lilly Library were able to go back into the radio files from the original broadcast and reconstruct our first episode, which we thought had been lost.
Mm-hmm.
So we have a recording of that.
And we're gonna play a little bit of it just to look back at old times. Wait, what's going on here? All right, so sorry, we have to set it up.
Yeah, I'm just plugging it in right now to
plugging
the,
in this,
the computer. Give me a second.
this thing.
Yes,
And
let's
this
see.
is a special.
This is unedited. We haven't listened to this
Yeah,
yet.
unedited. Our reactions are gonna be the same as your reactions to this. We haven't listened to this in a really, really long time. Actually, this is our first time hearing it.
Oh, yeah.
Because it was a lost episode. So
And,
here's
we were all kind of we were all in a different head frame when we were recording the episode, so we don't even remember it
yeah,
from then.
it was over 2 years ago.
Yeah.
All right, here it is.
Play. The fun never ends with the boys. With the boys. Hello. You're listening to the Boys Cold 1 Hour. My name is oh crap, what's my name?
It's Clay.
My name is Clay.
Clay.
Yeah.
Jonathan.
And we got Billy over here.
And
Hi.
And today
Is this thing on?
Today's episode is about girls. Why are they so scary? Where can we talk to them, and what do they like?
Is my mic on right now?
Oh shoot, I just spilled my Coke all over the interface.
Mackenzie's gonna kill us.
If I had a girlfriend, she'd kill me. Okay, I think we heard enough.
Oh yeah.
Oh my
that was
goodness.
more than
That
enough.
was
Man,
pretty
that was a lot
embarrassing.
worse than I remembered.
I can't believe we sounded like that.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Well,
We've come
hey,
a long way though.
I mean,
right?
hopefully we're not sounding like that anymore.
Yeah.
You know what
No, I
mean?
don't think we do.
I mean, I don't think we do.
I mean, I bet on episode 100 we're gonna look back at this episode and be like, "Oh man, that was terrible."
Episode 100, we'll be like, "Hello, esteemed gentlemen."
I mean, we'll be too busy riding around on our flying cars by episode
Oh,
100
yeah.
to listen to it.
No, we'll all be robots by that
Yes.
point, just like robots
Hello,
Jonathan.
my name is Glenn Gatlin.
So, that was a great treat. Thank you to the archivists for being able to find that clip
Yes.
and put it back, reconstruct it for us.
Mhm.
And so, as it turns out, there's a lot of people who are really, really excited about the fact that this is our 50th episode.
I mean, I knew we had a lot of fans, but I didn't know we had. Well, basically, I didn't know we had fans that were this famous.
Yeah, so a lot of them actually sent in little like video clips of them or audio clips
Mhm.
of them wanting to give us a special message, a special congratulations on our 50th episode. So we kind of compiled all of the congratulations into one little audio clip
Yes.
that we're gonna play in a little bit. There's a lot of really cool people and thank you to everyone who like sent in an audio.
Yeah, and
message.
they recorded these all in our voicemail. It's super nice. So yeah, let's get some so hear from some of the more famous fans of the Boys Calling Hour.
Yeah, here we go.
All right, starting now. Wow, it's Christopher Walken. I've been listening to you guys since day one. All right, and you just get better and better. Keep up the great work, boys.
Hello, this is former President Barack Obama. And I just want to say these boys have been upstanding citizens that I think everyone, including my daughters, Sasha and Malia, can strive to be as college students. Thank you.
Hello, this is President Donald Trump. You know, I heard his message was terrible, okay? It was just awful. I mean, why do you think his approval ratings were so low anyways? So today I was telling Melania, I was telling Ivanka, you know, my beautiful daughter, you know what I mean? She's just an absolute gem to be read. I said, it's a shame there's only 51 states, because if there are 50, we could have had as many states for as many episodes as it's been, all right? But it's no big deal, you know. I am the 50th president after all, so it's kind of fitting, I guess. But anyways, keep up the great work. It's great. You're going to make radio great again, all right?
Hello, this is President Vladimir Putin, and I would just like to say that the Russian Federation is always listening to the Boys Cold 1 Hour, especially as it gets very cold up here and it warms our hearts and all the national people when they listen to the Boys Cold 1 Hour. Keep up the good work, boys.
Wow, I can't believe it's already been 50 episodes. You know, when I listen to the Boys Cold 1 Hour, I laugh more than I laugh at Wedding Crashers. You know, I cry like I cried in Marley and Me. Just, wow, this is an amazing show. Keep it up, boys.
Hello, this is Jerry Seinfeld here.
And this is George.
It's a cold one. What do you think about that, George?
I think it's terrible, Jerry. If I had a show, I'd have 50 episodes the first week. These guys take basically 2 years.
Hey, it's pretty good.
I don't like it, Jerry. I don't like it. Shh. Hi, this is Arnold Schwarzenegger. Oh, that must have been the wrong one. Hello, this is Arnold Schwarzenegger. I need to say thank you to the boys for making the best show ever. I listened to it with my maid, with my wife, with my son who I had with my maid, and we laugh and laugh at this show.
Shh. This is Severus Snape, and I just want to say that I've spent many nights in the Hogwarts dungeon listening to the Boys Cold 1 Hour, and I would like to say thank you, boys.
This is Richard Nixon. I love this show. I would never, ever break into anybody's Library of Congress to steal these shows' copies for myself. And that is the truth. Oh. Okay, this is George Bush. I'm so happy to be listening to the Boys Cold 1 Hour. You know, back in Texas where I was, you know, a college student, and in never mind, not Texas, Yale. I get it mixed up. When I was in Skull and Bones, I would listen to the show and I think, wow, you know what I mean? I have a lot on my plate. I've got a lot on my agenda, but I make these boys listen to them as a priority to me.
This is President Bill Clinton. I just want to say I did not have sexual relations with any of those boys, but regardless of that fact, I still think they're great. I still love their show.
Woohoo! It's me, Mario, and I just want to say I'm so very proud of the boys Cold One Hour for their 50th episode. They're like a bomb off the chain.
Ooh, that's pretty good.
Hello, this is Liam Neeson. I want to say to the boys Cold 1 Hour, I will find you. I will crack you open, and I will drink you.
Hey, this is Tom Cruise, Tommy Boy. When I'm driving down the highway on my new Harley Davidson, and I'm listening to the boys, I just think, I'm so freaking proud of you guys. Thank you for lighting up my life. And see Mission Impossible 12 in theaters now. It's only 5 hours long, and you're going to see me doing all kinds of crazy jutsu.
Why, hello. This is Bane. You think you know the Cold Ones? I was born into the Cold Ones. My mother gave birth to me into a vat of Pepsi. And I was wondering what would break first. Your Cold One or your bodies from drinking so many Cold Ones.
This is the Joker. Now let me just say, my father was a little bit of a drinker. And on one particular night, he got a little bit too crazy and drank too many cold ones. And that's how I got these cold ones that I have today. And every week, I just sit down and listen to the boys' Cold One Hour. I crack open a cold one, and I just want to watch the world burn.
What up? My name's Jay. Holy cow, guys. I can't believe it. You got 50 episodes. Holy cow, dude. That's awesome. Thank you guys so much for being my friend. I love you guys. You guys get me through med school, man. Holy cow. Donkey.
Yeah,
Donkey.
Shrek. Is that you, Shrek?
Yes, it is me, Donkey. I'm just so happy that the boys.
I'm so happy,
That
Shrek.
I made 50 episodes. We've only made 4 movies. They made 50 of them.
Oh, come on, Shrek. We're making that 5th movie for next year.
This is Puss in Boots. And I just want to say, the boys' Cold One Hour is better than a mug of warm milk.
Hi, everyone. This is Airbud, and I'm very excited to announce that the Boys Cold 1 Hour have hit 50 episodes in an exclusive WIUX event. Thank you guys very much.
Hey, what's up, guys? This is Gregory Catlin, Clay's dad. And I just want to say how proud I am of you boys. You know, every time I see Clay, I just want to give that guy a slap on the head. But when I listen to the other Golden Boys, I hear the sons that I wish I had, and I thank you for that.
Yo, this is Angelo Falk. I'm Jonathan's dad. When I'm working at my business selling discount tires to the homeless and elderly, I think, wow, you know what I mean? If I had the opportunities these guys had through WIUX, I wouldn't be in this situation right now. You know what I mean? Every time I listen to this show, I'm so proud of you guys, especially Billy, Clay, Sergey. You guys are doing great work. Oh, and Jonathan, call your mother every once in a while, all right? She misses you.
Hello, this is Nicolas Cage. I just want to say I am very proud of everything the boys have accomplished. I just got off the set of Ghost Rider 3, and good luck. I'm going to have to go right now, though, because I'm about to steal the declaration of the WIUX Red Vinyl Library. Thank you all very much.
Hi, I'm Michael Caine. When I first heard these boys were making a show, I didn't really know what to think, I gotta admit. Then I listened to the first episode, and I sort of became an Australian man while I was listening, and now this is why I talk this way I do. I just want to say good on you, boys. Good eye, mate, and God save the Queen.
Adrian! Hey, yo, Adrian! The boys' Cold 1 Hour is just about to start. Can you get me a cold one? Hey, guys, this is Rocky Balboa. I just want to say congratulations to the boys on their 50th episode. It's a real knockout punch.
And that's all. I mean, well, it's not all. We had lots more
videos that were sent in, but
Right, but
This
those
is
were the highlights.
This is Tony Soprano. When I listen to the show, I don't like it. I don't like it. And then, I give it a second. I was like, this is good stuff. This is really good stuff. I like it.
yeah. So those were the highlights of some of the people that we were really excited to hear from.
Yes.
About the
Thank you
show.
so much for all those great famous people. People like Mario, Severus Snape, Arnold Schwarzenegger, my dad apparently for calling in.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not happy my dad said he wanted to smack me.
So that was great. Thank you guys
Yeah,
for
he's
sending
just
those
speaking the
things
truth.
Hey, man.
in. So now,
Yes, so thank you. And for 100th episode, we're going to get the big one on. We're finally going to get Elmo to call in.
All
Big
right.
Red.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Well,
Yeah.
Well,
Well, if you thought that was all, you're wrong.
All right.
All right.
So what are we doing? Are we gonna do a
what we
segment?
talked about earlier was how Billy had compiled a list of all of the topics of every single topic that we've talked about so far. So we're going to take
That's
a little
50
bit
topics,
of a
people.
walk.
Yes.
Well, 49 actually, but
49 times.
we're on our 50th. So we're going to take a little bit of a walk down memory lane through some of our favorite topics over the years, over the episodes.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna start rattling them off, and this is just gonna be a fun, look back. And if you guys wanna, please, share some of your share some of your favorite.
Adrian.
Yo, Adrian.
Yo, Adrian. Share it.
share some of your favorite memories.
Yes, please tweet some of your favorite Cold One memories.
Yes, and for you guys here in the studio, please chime in and be like, "Oh, I remember that. That was
Or
great."
actually, the theme was reptiles.
Yeah. So, starting with season 1, our topics were freshman year horror stories.
Ooh.
That was our first episode ever, actually.
Wow.
And then we had a lot of really good ones. We had childhood fears.
Oh.
We had fads. You may remember the Croc
Man, there's a
song.
lot of new ones now.
Crocs cut
Cut
a hole into my life. That was a song from
Yes.
my kid.
We have weird sleeping arrangements.
Weird sleeping arrangements.
was a good one.
Man,
That was a
back
good
when
one.
we used to do a song for every single episode.
Yeah. I know,
we kind of gave up on that
I've
dream.
just gotten
but
lazy and complacent.
Yeah.
Jeez. Maybe
Hey.
we should bring it back.
Yeah, I
I
think
don't know.
when we decided not to, we were,
Okay.
oh, yeah. we were saying that we would only do it if we really had a good idea.
Maybe
Yeah.
we might have brought it back this episode. Keep listening.
Who knows?
Oh,
Who knows?
maybe.
All right, so then we have learning to drive.
We're learning to drive.
Field trip
Oh, yeah,
fails.
I remember that one.
Oh, what was that one?
Field trip
I'm in
fails.
love with the dirty feline.
You
remember that one?
Yeah, I do remember that one. There's we did bets that we've lost. So I think we were talking a lot about from freshman year and stuff.
Yes.
Oh, like the
we
Mario
lost.
Kart bets.
Yeah, we did a lot of Mario Kart bets.
We had the Ghouls Cold 1 Hour, which is when we told a creepy
Ooh.
story over the air.
Who
Yeah.
are those?
And there might be a little bit of a hint at one of our next episodes.
Oh yes, indeed, indeed.
Wait, what with these living diseases?
Yes. Then we did pet stories. My
pet rock, my pet rock. He really. I actually sing that song in the shower. I catch myself singing that song in the shower sometimes.
That is
It's
a
so
catchy tune.
It's a good
yeah.
song.
Yeah.
Anyways, then we had a Thanksgiving episode, and that was with the Garage
Turkey
Pod.
boys,
Yes.
the turkey boys,
That was-
sitting at the kids' table making lots of noise. Yeah, that's a good one.
That was with
Garage Pause with Bristol.
I saw
Yeah.
Bristol
Oh man,
at
what a
at
throwback.
the WIC the other day.
really.
Oh,
yeah.
really? Did you say hi to her?
Yeah, no, I didn't say hi to her.
Oh.
She was just with the guy. She's going on and she's like. Then they sabotaged my show and sung this dumb song about turkeys. I don't know who she was talking about, but
Yeah. So that was our first crossover with another show.
yes,
actually.
one of many, and hopefully in the future we'll have more too.
Yeah, and the next one was another crossover we did. It was the Girls Cold 1 Hour.
That was such.
Oh, that was
one
a good
of,
one.
One of the best episodes.
We gotta
with
do that
Miriam,
again.
Abby, and Catherine.
Yeah, shout out to them.
A lot of segments for that one. Then we did sleepovers, and then finally we did a holiday special to end off
All right.
that semester.
What? I don't remember the sleepover song.
Yeah, I don't. Oh, actually, I think that may have been. Do you remember we did one with Joe Stoica? He was
Yeah.
a guest we had, and we did Joey Pizza Pie.
Oh yes, that was it.
I think that might have been that one.
Yes, that was definitely it.
Okay.
So then season 2, this was the second semester of our sophomore year.
Mhm.
We had New Year's resolutions.
Yes.
Boys' New Year's resolutions. We had story time. For the second one, we were kind of just telling stories. Then we did a long streak of a themed week. So we had food week, bathroom
Oh,
week.
these were so good,
Bathroom
actually.
Week is,
These were fun.
Ooh, ate a little cake. We're talking eating urinal cake.
Yes.
I can see our humor has evolved slightly.
We had shower week.
Oh, that was a good
Shower
one.
week was really good.
Oh wait, yeah, that was a good one. That was the. How did that sound?
Like your dad keeps walking in on you in the shower,
Yeah.
basically?
That was such a good
Boys
song.
cold one shower.
Get ready to shower.
We got radio power.
And get ready to cower in fear
Fear
as your dad walks
walks
in
in
to
to
say.
say- I'm so golder and proud of you today.
Then we did.
Da, 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 oh, wait, it's
Yeah, that was such a good one.
Then I get or wrinkly or something like that. I don't know.
Then we talked about spring break.
I know I did.
Classic.
Yes.
The Bad Boys was next. We talked about the Bad Boys.
Disha
Farzana.
Farzana in
Yeah.
the bathroom.
Shout
not
out
a
to the bad
savannah.
boys who are listening tonight.
Shout out to all
Yeah,
the bad boys
shout-
and
shout out
shout out
to
to
the
Disha and Farzana, wherever
Yeah.
you are.
Thank you guys. Then we had a
Thank you all.
substitute week where we all like substitute each other in each set in our segments. We talked
Yes.
about substitute
Oh, yeah.
teachers.
Yes.
That was a good one.
That was the week when Jonathan butchered my segment. I'm kidding.
Oh, goodness.
Speaking of Jonathan butchering things, the next episode
Was
was
Jonathan butchering week?
No. The next episode was game addictions, which was when Jonathan wasn't there. So we had
Oh,
Robo
right.
Jonathan.
I was in Chicago.
Welcome to my courtroom of
No.
fun and
Yeah, he didn't actually butcher it. I'm joking. But yes, that
Yeah, I
was
was on a trip.
That was funny. Then we had
on a trip.
Yeah.
I'm
We had-
looking right now.
we had like a bike week.
That was
Bike
really
About
week.
bike.
For, was that like for Little Five?
I think it
I'm
might have been
assuming?
for
Yeah.
Little Five.
Yeah.
Bike Little Five. And then we had shoe week where we talked about
Shoe
shoes.
week.
Yes.
And that was the end of sophomore year.
Man,
Um,
what a year.
Junior
What is
year.
it?
First year.
This is when we kind of stopped doing songs that
Mhm.
frequently. Junior year, and they became like some of these topics are kind of like, you
a
know,
little bit like,
a little bit crazy. No, they're just like a little bit more like it's not like so defined. So like
Right.
the first one we talked about like clown hysteria, and I think we talked
Right,
about like
yeah.
the It movie.
I
'cause
got
we all
run
saw
out of
that.
town just because I'm a
Oh,
clown.
that's a song we wrote, but we never actually did because we had never finished
Man,
it.
a little Easter egg for all of you Coldman fans.
Yeah, a little Easter egg.
That was one of the many ideas that we've tried and then didn't end up doing.
Man, maybe we should do like bloopers, like all of our
Yeah.
best things that we never ended up doing.
Yeah, we could. That could be a good topic later on.
Yeah.
So then we did the next episode was the one where we talked about Jake Gyllenhaal and we made like the Hall of Gyllenhaal with
Yes,
the
that
fake
was such a good episode.
fake
Oh, yeah.
Gyllenhaal movies. Then we did dream analysis.
Ooh, that was a
We
classic.
talked about animals. We were talking
Oh,
about
that was a really deep. That was kind of a deep one.
yeah.
Man, maybe we should do that again. Updated dream analysis.
Ooh.
If we have more
Oh,
dreams.
That'd be good. Then we had alien abductions.
Mm.
That was an interesting
That was a
one.
really good one.
Then we did another Halloween episode.
Oh yeah.
Then how to relieve stress.
Oh, that was a fun episode.
We had a sleepy story week where Sergey told us a very sleepy
that
story.
was so good.
Yeah. And then we had another
I think
Thanksgiving
I heard
one.
people literally fell asleep
Oh.
during that one. I think my mom might have
Wait, really?
fallen asleep during that.
Wait,
I
my
think
mom,
so.
My mom falls asleep during every episode, but usually there's that boring.
Okay. Come on. So we had another Thanksgiving one, another holiday special as well. And then season 4, the most recent one, other than this year,
Mhm.
we had a sports bonanza, kind of. You know, we talked about sports themes. You may remember that one. Then we had ethical dilemmas.
Oh yeah.
You know, that's when we invited Max McCarthy. Oh, shouldn't have
Oh.
said his name. My bad.
Oh, it's
we,
all right,
we
it's
invited
all
our
right.
group member, and he didn't come. No, we didn't actually invite him. Then we had unexplained mysteries, investing capital when we talked about the Boathouse
I am
Capital.
so proud
Oh,
of you
right.
little boys. When can I come back on the show? My life feels meaningless without you guys.
Sorry, that was just Robo Jonathan called in, and we had to bring him on the show. For those of you who remember
Oh,
Robo
wow.
Jonathan,
Yeah,
it's
he
a
was-
slightly different voice. He's matured. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
But same guy.
Grown up a little bit.
Wow, that's really great. Then we had the radio drama.
Yes.
That was a good
Oh,
one.
that was one of the best ones ever. I think.
That was really
that
fun.
was really
fun.
fun. Maybe
Yeah.
we should do that again.
Yeah,
Oh
another
yeah, we
radio
could definitely
drama.
do that again.
That'd be really fun.
Maybe a week where like the workload is a little more chill.
Mhm. Then we did hair,
Ooh,
Yeah.
weird
Hair-
hair arrangement.
hair 101.
Hair 101.
Then we had
Jonathan told you how to get his caustic swoop.
yeah, we had crazy coincidences, and then we had boys show and tell.
Oh,
we
that
all
was a
did
really
that.
fun. That was
Show and
another
tell,
one I really
yeah,
liked.
We posted
actually.
all the pictures.
Yeah, yeah.
That was another. That's probably one of the better ones too.
hmm And then another crossover we did was the Cold 1 Hour and My Bully Pulpit.
That was great.
That was a really good one.
Shout out to Duncan, who I think might be listening.
Oh, well, thank
Oh,
you.
Shout out to you, Dunk.
Yeah, we appreciate you guys. Thanks for being on the show. And then we had a show about nothing. You know, where it was
Yes.
very
Oh, the
improvisational.
Seinfeld episode.
We started off with Seinfeld.
Started off with the Seinfeld.
Yeah.
I get no hug, Jerry. No hug.
Yeah. And then that was the end of season 4. So for season
Man.
5, just a brief recap for people who want to know. We talked about movies, we talked about conspiracy theories, we talked about leftovers, and then we talked about emergency alerts.
Right. Yeah.
And then now we've talked about having 50 episodes.
Yes.
yeah, that's basically the topic.
It's funny. It feels like we've done more episodes than that. It's weird to like get them back because like, oh, I remember all those, and then some I'm like,
Some I'm a little bit
What?
fuzzier on, to be
We
honest.
did that?
Like, yeah.
Yeah.
like what the
Hair,
heck?
like, what
was
do
the
we even
hair
talk
episode?
about for hair? I don't
Yeah,
even know.
exactly.
Yeah.
Like sleepovers.
I think there was a game where you were like matching people to their hair, or it was like which hairdo would you least have? Do you remember that?
Oh yes. Oh yeah, that was like my segment. Like we only had certain amounts of hair to get into like a game or something.
Something like that. Yeah.
We like analyze each other's balding patterns.
Yes,
like,
analyze each.
Yeah,
that was fun.
That was a good time. Yeah.
So yeah, nice walk through memory lane.
Pretty eye opening.
So yeah, speaking of memory lane.
Yes.
I believe, Clay, do you have a segment?
Yes, so we're actually all returning to our original segments. If you guys didn't know this, for a long time on the show, we stuck to these like core segments we had, which was a lot of fun, but we felt like it might be fun to branch out a little bit, but for this 50th episode, we're bringing them back. And if you know me, you know I'm a little bit of a cinema snob, so you know my segment is called Clay's Fast Flick Facts.
All right.
This is where I give you guys either it's a fact or an opinion on movies ranging from Amelie to Bug's Life and anywhere in between. You know what I mean? All right. So this week's Fast Flick Fact, I wanted to do a 50 episode movie because a movie involving 50 because it's our 50th episode. So I picked the movie 50 First Dates. I was like, this is perfect. 50 episodes, 50 first dates. Just Billy misheard me. It's not 50 first dates. Like you have 51 dates. It's 50 first dates. So you're going on a first date 50 times.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Now, this is one that I was especially excited for. But before I go in, can I say don't see this movie? I know I'm not supposed to say one thing or another. Absolutely do not watch this movie. They're lying. They're absolutely lying to you. Like, it's totally like, they might get sued or something because the marketing is totally a lie.
Huh?
Like, I got this movie. I have my new Oculus Rift, so I was so excited to throw on those goggles and do some virtual reality. And I was ready to go on 50 first dates with 50 different women. I was so excited. You know what I mean? I opened up my DVD. I had it open. I was like, all right, who am I going to go on a date with? You know what I mean? It might be, I don't know. It could be Serena Williams. It could be, I don't even know. It could be Michelle Obama for all I care. All right? I was ready for 50 dates. I haven't had,
You're not approved?
Okay, Barack. I'm sorry. But, I was ready for my 50 dates. I haven't.
Hey, it's just a movie. It's all right. Chill out, Obama.
So I load my Oculus Rift and I start watching it, and lo and behold, I'm not going on 50 first dates. It's about these same two people going on 50 first dates.
Oh,
Adam
man.
Sandler and some lady. I'm like, come on, when do I get to go on 50 dates?
No.
You know what I mean?
Was this one where you had amnesia, or was it something else?
She had amnesia.
Oh, okay,
She's going on all these dates, and I was like, when am I going to go on 50 dates? You know what I mean? So I think that the people make that movie should make a sequel, 50 First Dates 2, where it is 50 dates that you get to go on in virtual reality, and you don't have to pay for the dinner.
Oh man,
I just like I feel strongly about. Yeah.
Wow.
So don't watch the movie until they release a sequel where it actually is just a sequence of 50 dates with leading starlets and movers and shakers of the.
I know. Come
world.
on. Yeah. Well, thank you. That was a very exciting.
Yeah, super exciting. Yeah, I know you were super excited about it.
I know. Well, hey, bummer, man.
Yeah.
Can't win them all.
Can't win them all.
All right.
Just win most of them.
So, should we do 38s or do we want to do a
Sports on the 20s?
Sports on the 20s.
Sports on the 38s.
Sports on the 38s, followed by news on the 40s, real quick.
Having sports on the 50s. So going back a little bit.
Sports in the 50s.
Sports in the 50s, yeah.
Oh, so the 50 episodes.
So the 1950s.
Go back to the 50s.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's just rewind real quick. Why saying? I'm ready to hear these sports.
So all I'm saying is, the Cleveland Browns.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, they weren't so bad in the 50s.
Oh,
really?
Hey.
Yeah, they were doing pretty good, actually. But then we've also got. All I'm saying is, I'm tired of the New York Yankees always winning, dude.
Oh,
they're winning way too much in the 50s.
They're almost
they
as bad as the Brooklyn Dodgers.
Hey,
they got Montreal Expos.
Montreal Expos.
And then we've got the
Indianapolis Roundabouts. The Trenton Troubadours.
Got the good old Minneapolis Lakers.
Oh, the Minneapolis
Dude,
Lakers.
They're always why are they winning the championships all the time?
I don't know, man.
Yeah, they were doing a little too well in the 50s.
Those Lakers are got mine goat winning all these champions.
Yeah.
Who'd they beat?
Huh? Oh, Syracuse.
Oh, wait, Syracuse had a team back then?
Yeah.
The Syracuse Showmen.
But on to more recent news. We all do this. When we're watching our baseball games, like we're watching the wild card game for the Cubs and who was the other team?
Rockies.
The Rockies, yeah. We like to bet a little money.
Yeah.
And now the MLB, they want a piece of the action, let's just say, and they want to have like a royalty fee for online wagers and bets.
Oh wait, really?
Yeah.
That's
so they
crazy.
want like 1/4% of all bets that
Oh,
casinos
jeez.
get from
That's crazy.
betting. Yeah.
I was checking this recently. Sport betting is only legal in like a few states.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I think they're trying to make it legal so
They are.
can get some of the money.
Exactly.
They should,
yeah.
they should make it legal. That would be a good way to be like, hey, let's get some money. Let's put it on the Minneapolis Lakers real quick.
Exactly. And
Yeah,
now
it's like New Jersey, Pennsylvania, and Delaware is like the only states.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, it's only if like 3 or 4, I think.
Mhm.
Yeah. All right, and then segueing over into news on the 40s
Or news in the 50s.
or news in the 50s, as I like to say. Well, boys, get ready to get drafted because it's the Korean War. So
Oh no!
Yeah.
Pack your bags.
exactly, and
Kim Il Sung won't know what's coming to him.
hey, if you don't want to get drafted, you can just go ahead and become a scientist. And because Truman just passed an order to develop a hydrogen bomb. So
Hydrogen bomb.
Yep.
One of my favorite elements.
Are those similar to the hydrogen bombs that Jonathan leaves in our bathroom sometimes?
Okay, really? Yeah, at least I'm not leaving it. I don't know.
No, go ahead.
No, go for it.
What were you gonna
Excuse me,
say?
Mr.
Oh,
President.
no.
I have a biological weapon maker. He's my roommate.
It's called my roommate. I got your nuclear weapon right here.
and then but on more recent news, our beloved we've all been to Toys R Us.
Yeah.
And
I've been Toys R Us a lot.
Oh, I
They
love
went-
Toys R Us.
they went bankrupt and
What?
they closed their stores, but
Yeah.
they're trying to some of the investors are trying to bring back Toys R Us and Babies
Really?
R Us. Yeah,
Oh.
and to open up.
Wait, so this is
some
real
stores.
current news.
This is real current.
Now,
news,
Toys
yeah.
R Us, I'm happy to hear that, but Babies R Us, that's thrilling news.
Exactly right. Right around the time when we'll need it.
I always thought that was so stupid because it's like, as a kid, I'd be like, Toys R Us. Okay, that makes sense. They have toys. They're us.
Yeah.
Babies R Us doesn't have babies. You know what I mean? And there's baby stuff. It should be baby stuff for us.
Or baby toys are us.
Otherwise,
Baby
Toys R Us should be
Toys
kids
R
R
Us.
Us. Toys R Us should be kids R Us.
Kids
you know
R
what I
Us,
mean?
Yeah.
Babies R Us. Oh, come on.
Hey.
There's adults R Us where they're serving IPAs and
Adults R Us.
Hey, I hope you guys. Then finally, I hope you boys don't like oranges too much or citrus
Aw.
fruits.
Because scurvy's coming back.
Come back with a vengeance.
1750 news.
1750 news.
Because
Smallpox is back.
Hurricane Michael went ahead and landed in Florida, kind of like the Mexico
Yeah.
beach, like that side.
Mhm.
So
My home state.
Yep, your home, Jonathan's home state. But I think it's passed through Florida. It's now moving currently up to Georgia. So
Oh, the peaches.
exactly. So better watch
Love
out
me a
for your
Georgia
Not the
peach.
peaches.
Not the
My Georgia
Anything but the peaches.
Why? No, why? Next thing they're gonna be going through Kentucky, and we're not gonna have chicken for another year.
Hey,
Oh,
no
my
more
goodness.
chicken, no more Kentucky Derby. You know,
man.
it's all gone.
Mhm.
But
Goodness.
yeah, that's the news
as
on
they
the
don't hit that
40s
Wisconsin
in
cheese.
the 50s.
Oh, it's hitting Wisconsin.
Thank you,
next.
Sergey.
Oh,
Thank you.
Wait, is it? Oh no.
It's gonna hit Wisconsin next, and it's gonna come down to Chicago, and then we're not gonna have hot dogs for another 2 years.
Oh no.
Hot dogs. All right, thank you, Sergey, for news in the
Thank you,
50s on the
Sergey.
40s.
Yes.
Woo!
All right. So now returning to another one of our original segments. Jonathan, would you like to do the honors?
Yeah, so my original segment from back in the day was It's
Not my fault.
with Judge Jonathan Falk. So haven't done this one in quite a while. Did we even do it last semester? Maybe like once or twice.
Maybe
but-
once.
but yeah, this is quite a throwback at this point. It's kind of a Cold One legend that has come and gone.
Legend. Older than time.
So for those of you
The
who are
Judge.
newer fans, basically Judge Jonathan Falk is basically like a courtroom radio show where I am the judge, and I present this case to the boys of everything that they've done wrong to me recently, and they have to duke it out between each other to decide whose Falk it ultimately was, and then I will give my verdict, and the loser has to serve some kind of sentence.
So the loser has to serve me for a week.
Yeah.
You
Yeah, to serve me on their
serve me
hand.
pizza.
You gotta put grapes in my mouth.
Oh, jeez, not again. Hey, just next time you make me do that, just make sure your toga's is fastened tighter. Okay? Do not like what I saw
Oh
last
my
time.
goodness.
Oh,
Hey,
no.
well, I don't know. I thought you'd be excited about that, but anyways.
I'm saying I wanted the
Um,
grapes to be in my mouth, not in front of my eyes.
Okay, really?
Oh,
Oh,
come
goodness,
on,
that's-
come
that's not an
This is a
image.
family-friendly show, all right? I was
Oh,
talking
man,
about.
this thing's audio only for a reason.
Yeah.
All right. But anyway.
Jonathan's wearing a
Anyways.
toga right now, reclining in a bench, having people fan him with giant leaves.
In my dreams. Okay, so anyways, this is
Wake
It's
up.
Not My Falk.
Yeah.
It's Not My Falk break. because
Fall break.
this past weekend was
yes.
fall break.
It was.
Which was going to be one of our topics, but we decided to nix that one. So I'm bringing it back, and it's not my Falk break.
Mm-hmm.
So over this weekend, I went on a trip to Disney World for my mom's birthday. It was an awesome time,
Happy
really
birthday
good time.
to Cindy.
Happy birthday.
Yeah, happy birthday.
But anyway, so I left these guys back at home, and unfortunately, while I was gone, some things went down that were not exactly the best. So this first one might seem pretty good on the surface, literally, because Sergey took advantage of this time to do some cleaning of our floors, which was much needed.
Yes.
But you might say that he went a little bit too far, and the floors got like super clean to the point where they were very slick, very slippery. And you'll see this will come into play later. So for those of you who don't know, Clay, in addition to our yoga class, he's also very into martial arts, and he's been taking a jiu-jitsu class.
That is true.
At school. He's been doing very well.
Yes. Tom Cruise is my teacher.
But he's also gotten a little bloodthirsty, and he's been wanting to do fights all the time. So unfortunately, this guy comes knocking on our door, presumably to fight Clay in this martial arts.
Right.
Now, Clay has been hiding the fact that he's been taking this martial arts class from Billy because he didn't want Billy to know, because secretly he's just been wanting to be stronger than Billy this whole time.
Yeah.
He doesn't exactly feel comfortable with Billy living in our house, so he feels like he needs to be
He's really
protected.
insecure about
He's very insecure
Very-
about it.
how strong I am.
If you know me, I'm a very insecure person, especially about people's strength.
Yes, and as if you know Billy, you know that he's
Incredibly strong.
Okay, really? That's not something to laugh about.
No, I'm just laughing.
you know he's quite a strong dude. So anyways,
I am.
So
True.
anyways, this guy knocks on our door, and Billy answers the door. I think Clay's back in his room, and the guy says he's
I was
here.
practicing my holds.
The guy says he's here to fight Clay in our house. But of course, Billy doesn't know anything about this.
Yeah.
So he's like, "You're gonna fight Clay? Like, okay, I might not really like the guy, but I'm not gonna let someone come into my house and just fight Clay."
I'd be like, hey, I've thought about it many times, but if anyone's going to do it, it's going to be me.
Exactly.
Yeah, come
That's
on, man.
exactly what he said. So
See,
he
this
picks
is-
up one
This is
of
why I want to fight you.
yeah. So he picks up one of the two baseball or softball bats that are next to our door.
Billy picks them up. Or
Billy
the guy?
picks it up.
Oh, jeez.
Billy picks it up.
What the
and,
heck?
and he's like, "Dude, you got to get out of here." And this guy's like, "No, like seriously, I need to fight Clay." So the guy refuses to leave. Like, he says he needs to fight Clay. He even explains, okay, so it's for this jujitsu class. And Billy's like, okay, really? Like, Clay would never do that. He would never take a jujitsu class.
I'm
Like,
too weak. Billy's
he's
always
way-
thinking how weak. I'm
Yeah,
super weak. He's like,
way too
"Clay's
much of a
weak."
weenie to take that.
jeez.
So Billy tries to fight the guy with the bat, but ends up slipping on the floor that Sergey had cleaned previously. He ends up, knocking himself out. He's unconscious. And unfortunately, Sergey and Clay have to deal with this whole mess. There's blood all over the floor. Sergey has to clean the floor again. Clay didn't get to do his practice round of jiu-jitsu.
And I failed my final.
And Billy, he ends up in the hospital. These guys had to take him there. So whose fault is it for this situation?
So I would just like to start with the floors. So I was sick that weekend, actually. I had a fever, and I was getting up to get some water, and I decided to just walk over to the commons room just to get a breath of fresh air. And then I realized that I had a sneeze coming on, and I couldn't. It was too fast, and it was too powerful, and I sneezed all over the floor, and it was kind of gross. And I was like, it'd be a huge blunder if I left it there. So I decided to clean those floors, and I cleaned them really well, but I couldn't find a towel or anything because I guess we were all out or something. So I was like, oh, I'll just let it dry, just like air dry. And so I guess I must have cleaned it way too well. But
okay, so it's slippery,
so it was
wet, very clean, very slick. Okay,
but I was never my intention to hurt anybody.
Okay.
I was just sick, and I was just trying to clean up a mess that I did.
And you couldn't find a towel.
And there weren't any towels.
No
yeah.
paper towels.
No, we
toilet
were
paper.
out of paper towels, and I didn't want to use toilet paper because that's a precious commodity at the
That is true.
house.
That is true.
You never know when a hydrogen bomb is going to go off.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah.
All right. So in my defense, since the day I moved in the house, Billy's been picking on me. He said, "Oh, you little weak guy, you weakling. I eat guys like you for breakfast. You know what I mean? Like, there's days where I don't even want to get out of my room because I know Billy's going to be standing there in one of his muscle shirts with his sleeves rolled up, just like super buff, downing a protein shake. And I try and pass. He just puts this huge beefy arm across the door and doesn't let me pass. Punches me, you know what I mean? Pushes me down, kicks me in the groin, you know, all this embarrassing stuff. So I wanted to finally turn my life around. I wanted to finally turn my life around and finally take this jiu-jitsu class, all right? I was like, I'm going to become the master of my own destiny. I'm tired of feeling like a victim in my own house, you know what I mean? Like, this guy thinks I'm just sort of weak, stick in the mud, skin and bones type of guy. So I take this class, and I meet a really good friend in the class, Josh, and I'm like, this guy, from day one, he gets me. He also has been bullied by his roommate, you know what I mean? So we started vibe instantly. I said, hey, for the final, we had to partner up and fight one other person in the class. You know, the location. I'm like, you know, this kid served both of us. You know what I mean? Like Josh, he's got really bad trauma. You know, he's been bullied. I was like, we should come over and fight. And we know we feel comfortable with each other. It'll be a good experience, and that way we can both pass the final because we both were getting pretty bad grades because we're so weak. Mm-hmm. But then not only does all of his PTSD and trauma come up when Billy threatens to murder him with a baseball bat just for asking to see me. Which, like, I had already told you guys.
Fight you.
I had already said it in the group chat. I don't think Billy must not have seen it or something. You know what I mean? And when's the last time? I think Billy's whole thing is, oh, if I can't beat him up, no one can. You know what I mean? So, like, basically, and then I failed the final. Not only do I have to deal with this guy in hysterics calling me, I have to drive him to the hospital. And I failed the entire class, and now I'm left with another semester of Billy picking on me every single day.
All right. Well, that's a very interesting.
Hey, at least you learned a little jiu-jitsu along the way. So.
Oh, yeah.
That's an interesting interpretation. I unfortunately believe you guys are both kind of not really seeing this the true way. Sergey, I understand. Thank you for cleaning the floors. You may have gone a little bit overboard, but I mean, hey, ever heard of a wet floor sign? Because we have one from when we raided the dumpster at Hoo Hot. It's on the side of the house. That's actually true, by the way. We do have a wet floor sign. We did not
raid anywhere, though.
We did not raid anywhere, but we do have a wet floor sign on the side.
That was very, very wet and dirty outside.
Yeah. But I mean, you could have, or you could have at least,
dirtier to bring it
you know,
inside.
or you know, a simple text, or I was there in the house. You could have been like, hey man, be careful, the floors are kind of slippery. So
that would have been nice.
That would have been nice. That's okay. And then Clay, I get it. You know, when I the way I grew up, you know, it was eat or be eaten. I had to be tough, and I kind of saw you, and you reminded me of myself when I was younger, and I was like, I want to become a mentor for this guy. I want to like, you know, the world is not going to be this super nice, fluffy wonderland that you've been living in. So I'm like, I have to kind of bring reality to this guy, toughen him up. So I've been kind of trying to do that, really took Clay under my wing. And so when I find out this guy is trying to beat Clay up, I'm like, I am not going to stand for this. You know what I mean? So I grabbed the bat. I did not initiate this. I'm just trying to protect my friend Clay, who, you know.
Oh, friend. That's the first time I've heard those words from you.
Hey, come on. This is exactly what I'm trying to say. I was trying to toughen you up, beefing you up, you know, do what I had to do growing up. And so, unfortunately, I did swing. I mean, I'm the victim here. I'm the one who ended up in the hospital. You're really going to say, after the, you know, $8,000 in hospital bills I have to pay, you're also going to say it's my fault too? Come on. If anything, it's one of your guys' fault. I'm sorry. It is not my fault.
All right, Jonathan.
All right. Well,
we can say whatever we want. Only you can hand down a verdict.
Very true. You guys did all make very convincing arguments. I think you did a great job. So congratulations to everyone.
Oh, thank you.
Good job. You finally got together for episode 50.
Participation route.
Yeah.
Our country's down like crap.
Now, this one might have been. Honestly, I'm gonna have to give a pretty swift verdict here, as we do not have much time left. This one, I think, might be a little bit easy. I think ultimately I'm gonna have to give this one to Billy.
What?
Oh, yes.
What?
No,
I'm the victim.
I know you were just trying your best here,
boys.
but you know, violence is not always the answer. Okay.
Yes.
I'm protecting Clay, man.
Oh, you're protecting me because last time I was you were victimizing me.
This guy was not actually threatening you. He didn't have a weapon. You had this baseball bat. And, you know, you knocked yourself out cold. You slipped on this floor. You should have noticed, like,
it wasn't even to protect me. You just knocked yourself out.
Hey, I'm. You know what I mean?
I had to protect you, man.
I would do anything. I put my life on the line.
I totally see where you're coming from, but I'm sorry, you are gonna have to serve me for the next week.
I'll buy the grapes.
Oh, I've already got them, baby.
Perfect. I'll reimburse you for those later.
Because you do not want the slide.
I'll wear a blindfold.
But anyways, that concludes It's Not My Fault.
All right. Well, thank you for that segment, Jonathan, as sad as I am with the results. But real quick, okay, we're running out of time, but I'm going to rapid fire this last one, which is the segment I would do back in the day. McDunn's, McModern, McMysteries. Which is, I'm a super sleuth, so I solve mysteries. That's the chase, cutting right to the chase. So I'm going to get right to it because we're really short on time. But you may have seen something around IU campus, these electronic scooters.
Yes.
They're called birds. They're called limes. They're calling me for dinner. Haha, kidding.
Ah, you wish.
No, but so I'm riding these things. I love these things. I've got all the apps. I'm scanning them left and right, to and fro. And that's when I see this guy riding down the street to class. He looks so cool. He's like on this like electronic. He's like on a bird, but it's not electronic. He has to like paddle it. It's got no handlebars, so it's just like a big board that he would like skate on.
Oh, yeah,
It
it's
has
called
like
the bird board.
little wig. Yeah, I don't know what it's called, but I was like, that is a cool bird. So he arrives at his class. He kind of picks it up and he starts to like bring it, into class with him. I'm like, hey buddy, that's not how these things work.
Whoa, yeah, come on.
It's my turn now. You know what I mean? You've had your rent.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, this is mine. I'm like, okay. Theft is illegal. So I struggle with this guy after a brief encounter. I get the board from him. I'm like, where's the QR code on this thing, right? I got to scan it. And, before I know it, I have to skate away. I can never get it to work. But, yeah, so I kind of did that a couple times with several times. It also happened earlier. There was someone driving in this giant bird. It was like it had like
It's like a
four
giant enclosed
wheels.
bird, right?
Yeah, enclosed bird. There was walls on all
wow.
sides. Had about 4 or 5 seats in them. This guy got out. It looked like it was operated by like some sort of key.
Oh.
Had like an
Oh.
engine. It was very large.
Hmm.
And I see this guy getting out of whatever this thing is called. It's a giant, bird
Like
that
an
drives,
eagle.
that drives on the road. Yeah, whatever you want to call it, an ostrich.
An emu.
And so this guy gets out. I'm like, hey man, can I have the key or whatever? And for some reason he's resisting. So I struggle with him. Finally, I get the keys from this guy. I'm like, okay, so do I like scan the key with my phone or something? Basically, I eventually figured out you put it into the socket and it ignites the ignition. So I had a really fun time. It's really great that all these new transportation options are coming around IU. Although unfortunately, getting to the mystery part, while I was, cruising around Bloomington looking for crimes, I heard that there was actually a lot of vehicle theft going on
Oh,
campus.
just
Oh,
be
no.
careful.
Yeah,
Lock
so
up your bird.
That is happening.
So please be careful out there, guys. If you have any idea who's doing this stuff, I would really appreciate it. Please message us on Twitter, on Facebook, tweet at us,
Yes.
especially if you're a bird,
Yes.
and, let me know. But this has been a McModern McMystery.
And now, we hinted at this earlier. 50 episodes. We're gonna do a 50th episode song.
Which we're doing off the top of our heads right now.
This is an honor of 50 episodes. All right. A 1, a 2,
Two.
a 1, 2, 3, 4.
1,
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20,
21,
22, 23, 24,
5, 6, 7,
8,
20,
30, 31,
32,
33,
30, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40,
41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, and can I get a 50? 50.
You're my best friend. That was a little acapella.
51.
Man, I hope you.
You ruined it.
Okay, really?
Sorry. I thought we went
Well,
over.
we
I
hope
thought
you
it was our
guys
51st episode.
enjoyed that original song. I don't know if we have time for the listener questions, to be
We'll get
honest.
to next week though.
But
We have really good
we will
questions.
get. We have really, really great questions. Thank you so much to
So we want to do
the
them justice.
Cold One Fan Club, Braden and Emmett, for sending in these great questions.
Yes.
Unfortunately, we can't get to them. We're gonna have to do a little more leftovers next week.
Yes.
Yes.
But thank
Common
you so much
theme
for
of this
listening.
episode, or of this season, I mean.
For 50, it means a lot to us. You've
really
been supporting
does.
us for 50 episodes. That's absolutely crazy. to
That's
us.
crazy. Half a century. It's
Half
wild.
a century. Yes, exactly.
Thank you
So,
guys
yeah.
so much.
As someone on Twitter said, the boys Cole and I turns 50 today, which is very exciting.
Uh-huh.
So thank you so much for listening. Have a good night. Have a safe night. Get your homework done. Study, and then come back next week and hear us all over again.
Good night, guys.
Good night.